Johnny 308. Yeah, I keep hearing the same thing with the YouTube acting up. It's, YouTube is a sidewalk crackhead. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I mean, like I watch things from time to time, but I rarely catch issues on here. But anyway, Bass Bunny, thank you for the 5x5. Prep to Adapt, Kimberly, Maria, thank you for the 5x5. Akal, Dobie, Independent, Evolving Media, Scrappy Cat, Flown Grown, Teresa, thank you for the 5x5. Third Eye, Francine, thank you for the 5x5. Agonizer, Nasara, Jason, Raccoon, Occurs, thank you for the 5x5. Gorgio, sorry, thank you for the 5x5. Johnny, Raymond, Witch, Gary, thank you for the 5x5. Woody, excuse me, not Witch, thank you for the 5x5. Mark, 76, Elite, Tony, Houdini, Crow, thank you for the 5x5. Vanessa, Brian, American Made, User, thank you for the 5x5. Dan Phillips, Mabel, thank you for the 5x5. Jeep Dog, Total, Adam, Ryan, 1 second, first and last, thank you for the 5x5. Yeah, Bad Bunny's such an asshole. You know what I don't understand about a lot of politicians? Prep to Adapt, Maria Jackson, Raccoon Eyes. Thank you to 5x5 on Rumble. You know what annoys me with just celebrities in general? For Wolf Mule, thank you for the 5x5. Um, is that these people, like, do they forget where they come from? Trapper Bob, thank you for the 5x5. And Vision Preparedness, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the 5x5. They're I don't know, man. Their entitlement is like insanity. It's weird. Like imagine you came from nothing, and then you have the American people, or rather people around the world, gave you your shot. You're famous because of us, not because of anything else. And obviously your talent because people like it. But I'm under the impression, first of all, that the music industry they get a lot of people. Lolita, Trail Name, thank you for the 5x5. Gringo, By the Book, and For the Doggies, thank you for the 5x5. I think that they force these people upon us because like some of these people are not that great. I don't know anything about what's her name? What's that skinny white bitch's name? That's dating a football player. That's also a fucking raging vagina. Taylor Swift. I don't find her to be that talented, but listen, I'm from the old school of Prince, Michael Jackson, those people. That was talent. Taylor Swift. I guess she could sing. I never really listened to her, but then you have what's that other bitch's name? The one with the that was married to Russell Brand, Katy Perry, right? Then you got Katy Perry. I'm like, all right, she's okay. I mean, she's washed up too now. Like she's doing a lot of old lady shit. But I'm like, they're forced upon. So like Bad Bunny, there's not anything that he's ever made that I was like, oh man, I gotta listen to that shit. But for some reason he's famous. So I think that he's being pushed upon us. But anyway, my point, guys, is that these people came from nothing. And they have the audacity to make it and then tell American citizens you got 4 months or 3 months to learn Spanish. Fuck that dude, man. Hope he breaks his ankle or some shit. Something stupid happens to him. He loses his fucking keys and he's late to the Super Bowl or I don't know. Fucking car flips over, something. Who knows, man? Monica, thank you for that. All right. Oh, the fake astronaut thing. Remember that stupid nonsense? They who who the fuck did they think they were kidding with that bullshit? Like that was the crazy part about that whole space stunt. Who did they think? Yo, first of all, the astronauts back who went to the moon, they pulled off a better job at having us believe they went to the moon than these people did. And they used technology from the 60s. These knuckleheads in 2024 couldn't even pretend that they went to the moon. Everything was off. No helmets, no oxygen supply. The whole 9 yards was fucking shot. These astronauts who go into space, even when you go like, because there's a million things that can go wrong, you're supposed to have like a checklist of shit, man. Yo. And it's just not happening. It just didn't happen. And then they wanted us to believe that they were in space. Fuck out of here. Fucking whores in space like they were fucking in a hospital getting checked for STDs. Fuck these chicks, dude. It was and the thing is, people believe it. Like, to this day, people like, remember when was it Katy Perry? Yeah, remember when Katy Perry went to space with those other chicks? The Amazon whore, what the fuck's her name? The Amazon whore, fucking Jeff Bezos' wife. Yeah, that chick. They fucking went in, and then the other one, fucking Oprah's friend. That bitch. These chicks going to fucking space talking about, we're astronauts. No, the fuck you're not. You're not astronauts. You're astro whores, but you're not astronauts. We're not going to muddy the water with your bullshit. You know, granted, listen, you know, astronauts have been to space. I will give them that. The moon thing, I don't know. We've obviously went to the moon. We've never been to the moon. And here's the problem. I believed it right up until I saw that documentary. And then John Glenn even said we never went to the moon. The man who went to space said we never went to the moon. And he said it in such a manner, like, he goes, someone asked him, he goes, we didn't go to the moon. And it was the way he said it, you knew he was telling the truth. Michael Saint said, angry truther, and they are just working what they see in the world. He says, your world is two-dimensional and lame. He says, you're pretty off about Donald Trump. I didn't even say anything about Donald Trump yet, dickhead. That's how you know, like, when people are defensive like this before you say anything, he even knows Donald Trump is full of shit. But they are all full of shit, guys. All of them. Every last politician's full of shit. Yes, Donald Trump is in my fucking crosshairs because he is president of the United States. Before that was Biden, right? Before that was Trump. And even first Trump was doing some good shit. Second Trump is doing a shit job. That world peace shit, he should get the Nobel Peace Prize. They probably fashioned up that peace treaty so that he can get the Nobel Peace Prize. That's all it was. It was a grab. And I don't believe any of this shit. First of all, Benjamin Netanyahu can't fucking let go of the fact that he's an evil person. This man has evil in his eyes. When I first saw Benjamin Netanyahu, I'm like, this is an untrustworthy bag of shit. He's untrustworthy. You have IDF generals or officers that say the same thing about him. They said it on camera. He is not to be trusted. Former Prime Minister of Israel said he is not to be trusted. It's simple as that. This is Benjamin Netanyahu. He doesn't look like a trustworthy guy. He looks like pure shit. Evil. Somebody that, if I met him in the streets, I'm like, yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm not fucking believing anything you gotta say to me. You can suck my dick from the side. You know? Question everything. And that's the thing. You have to question everything, guys. But listen, I wanted to believe that, you know, he was going to do good, but I already had the feeling before I voted for him we weren't going to see the same guy. I had videos around this time last year in September and August saying we weren't going to see the same guy. We weren't going to get the same guy. And then after that bullet whiz past his ear, conveniently whiz past his ear, I said, yeah, we're not getting the same dude. This is a show now. And it's all about him. Yo, the amount of fucking money he's making off of this presidency is insane. They did a cryptocurrency scam just a couple days ago. Maybe it was a week ago. Right before he put that tariff on China, whatever cryptocurrency he was in on, as soon as he did the tariff, the 100% tariff on China, that cryptocurrency shot up. They pulled out of that cryptocurrency right the day before, the hour before the tariffs went into effect. He announced it, the stock started going up, or the cryptocurrency amount started going up, whatever that cryptocurrency, that the one that he's in, the American coin or some Trump coin or some shit like that. And then right when the tariff went into effect, a minute before, they pulled out $190 million from that fucking coin. They pulled some fucking miraculous bullshit. I thought it was bullshit. I looked it up, and there it is. And he's not going to get in trouble for it. These politician guys are doing what they want. All of them, not just Trump. All of them. They're getting away with shit they shouldn't get away with. They were breaking Cuomo's balls. Cuomo is running for mayor of New York here in New York City. There's only one New York, sorry. Anyway, he's running for mayor of New York in New York City. He was at a school. A school board in Brooklyn, I think it was, or Queens, didn't want him there. And he still showed up anyway to campaign. And these people were breaking his balls. And one guy, a liberal, had this fucking an order, and he blew it up. And he's like, the school board doesn't want you here. They said right here, and he still did what he wanted to do. These politicians will continue to do what they want to do. And the problem is, guys, there's only one solution to getting these politicians in line to listening to the American people. There's only one solution. But nobody wants to state what that solution is because in fear of getting in trouble or a visit from the FBI or whatever it is. But there's only one solution. We have to start hammering out these nails. That is the bottom line. There is no more, protesting. There's no more, signing petitions and going to their houses and playing loud music. No, only one course of action. And because we won't take that course of action, they will continue to get away with the shit they're getting away with. And now, I do agree, and I will say some actions don't need to be as harsh for some of the things they're doing. But to get them to stop doing it and become the servant of the people again, harsher actions and harsher reactions are going to have to happen. But that's the thing. None of them are getting in trouble. They will continue to do what they do, and that's, screw us right in the fucking ass every chance they get. They're passing new tax laws every chance they get. I can't, every time I turn around, there's some new tax bullshit here in New York. And across the country, there's new taxes being implemented because they get to do what they want, and we're not hammering them the fuck out. Yeah, Scrappy Cat, the whole Newsom and Trump thing, enough already, man, the Benjamin Netanyahu, the rubbing of his dick, every politician is rubbing his dick on their face. They're like, Benjamin Netanyahu, Yachama, and, they're doing the fucking whole Jewish thing and throwing lox and bagels at each other, and they're fucking, I want a tiny hat too, let me go to the wall and kiss it, and then they start crying. Who's the president of that president, the asshole, the South American version of Trump? He goes to the Wailing Wall, he's kissing it, and he's crying. Why is he crying? The fuck's that idiot crying about? I looked at the picture, I was like, what's his name? Milosh, whatever his name is. I watched that, I'm like, what the fuck? Why was he crying? He's at the Wailing Wall, and they all went to the Wailing Wall. Every last politician, you can find a picture of all of them at the wall with their tiny hats on, kissing the wall. All of them having to take off their religious, pendants or whatever it is, cross, before they go and do that. And it's a fucking wall, man. It was like from the old days that I just heard the history of it the other day. I'm like, I thought it was gonna have something like concrete, like the Muslim cube thing that they all fucking circle around. I thought it was gonna have something a heavier weight to that. Yeah, Javier Milei. Yeah, fuck that dude. Yo, you know that in whatever country he's from, there is a 1% Jewish population there. 1%. And he's in fucking Israel kissing the wall and crying and carrying on for 1% of his. That tells you he was bought and paid for. The governor, the mayor of the president of Mexico, the female president of Mexico, she has less than 1%, or maybe it's 2% of the population of Mexico is Jewish. 2%. And she's up there with the fucking candlestick thing. What is that Jewish the menorah. And then she has menorah earrings on. I don't know what that's about. Why would you have menorah? Was it menorah earrings or was it the Star David earrings? One of the two. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Mexico has a Jewish leader now, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then Trump was bragging about how his daughter converted. Obviously, she had to convert to marry the husband, right? Because the husband's Jewish. Trump's daughter's husband is Jewish, so I get it. But yo, we got to stop following these politicians. Enough already. We sit here and watch these people make millions. They said he converted to a tiny hat after he won the elections. I did not know that, and it's Argentina. Thank you. Knew it was one of those countries down there. But yeah, I didn't know that he converted. But still, it doesn't matter. The paid trips that they have you go on, you know that for every comedian that goes down there, they often have a trip. And they'll get a bunch of people together. They get a lot of YouTubers every year to go down there. Every year, there's a bunch of YouTubers. And they have them go down there. And a lot of the time, they're telling them up front now. But when you go to Israel now, They want you to tweet or post about Israel and how good it is. Every fucking person that goes there. If you need to have a campaign about Israel for everyone that goes down there, and you have to have people lie about how good it is, that's sort of like the on ticket when they kept wanting people to post about it. They kept telling people, talk about how good it is. It's a great, like China, same thing. You go to China, if you're an influencer, they want you to post about how great China is. Meanwhile, it's a shithole, right? It's an up and down shithole. Same thing with Israel. Now, I don't think Israel's a shithole in that manner, but the fact that they want you to constantly talk about it, they want you to post about it. This Asian dude went to Israel like 10 years ago, a comedian. I don't know his name, but he was on the Joe Rogan show. And he was telling the story. He goes, yeah, this comedian asked me to go. This is a Korean guy, the fucking chinos, right? He's like, he asked me to go. He's like, oh, it's all expense paid. The hotels are paid. He goes, the plane tickets are paid. You just got to come to Israel. So he goes, the Asian guy goes, okay, I'll go. They get there. He goes, as soon as we get off the plane, he goes, they want us to start tweeting about Israel, like right away. He goes, they want us to talk about how good it is. He goes, if I would have known that, he goes, I wouldn't have come. But he goes, now I'm in there talking about how good Israel is. And he started getting backlash. Israel has the highest population of gays. Of course it does. There was another place that had a higher population of gays right before Hitler took over. It was Germany. Not going to get into that history. But the deeper you dive into this shit, the more you start seeing the truth about things. Yeah, it was Joe Coy. Joe Coy went to that whole, what was it called? Reda. The comedy festival in Saudi Arabia. A bunch of them went there. A bunch of them went to that bullshit and it was like fucking trying to throw pencils up in the air and see if it lands in the point. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but okay, whatever. But yeah, so it's all bullshit, man. Like, I mean, you come to the United States, you don't see anybody telling, at least I don't think so, but a lot of fucking creators come here to the United States, and you do not see fucking, representatives saying you got to say good things about America. Make sure you talk good about Trump. Like they don't do that here. But when you do that with Israel, yeah, it's called the 7,000 Club. Yes, first and last, the 7,000 Club. There are a lot of people who are part of that 7,000 Club. Like, again, Officer Tatum. I want to do a video on him because, I'm not a big fan of him, especially the whole Uvalde police thing, how he was standing up for their actions. Listen, I've been called an Uncle Tom and a shucking a jive and a step and fetch it. That man right there, that's an Uncle Tom and a step and fetch it. Officer Tatum, yes sir, boss says I think Israel's a great country. I'll attack dance and smile for you too, boss. Thank you for my $7,000. Now I can buy some more cornbread and watermelon. That's the kind of Negro he is. That fucking video was horrible. I was watching it. He was like, and the good thing that we went to Israel, it was such a... But he looked like he didn't want to be there doing that interview. He wasn't himself. He was all fucking, like he was being controlled. Not even like he was doing something he didn't want to do. That's the kind of body language and stare he had. Laura, I agree. There was no excuse for Uvalde. Zero. But the whole, the shuckling and jive shit, that Uncle Tom shit, that was crazy. That's about that, I was like, my God, man. Fucking that was the most niggerish shit I've ever seen in my entire life. That shit right there. Yes, sir, both sides of Uncle Tom. I'm going to dance my way. $7,000? Yo, you want me to tap dance like that? It better be way more than... I better be able to get the camera I want, my Hasselblad. Let's put it like that. And even then I wouldn't do it. If today Israel's like, oh, we want you to see Israel because we know you don't like it. We'll give you a fucking little tiny hat and you do your little Jew dance. We'll give you a Hasselblad camera. I don't give a fuck if they gave me 8 Hasselblad cameras. I would never go to Israel and talk about that shit like that. No fucking dice. Now, don't get me wrong. I like going to historical places for photography purposes. The photographer side of me always wanted to go to Israel to take pictures of a lot of the shit that's there. But unfortunately, that's not how it goes. I want to go to China because a lot of historical shit in China, especially out in the countryside. There's some beautiful places out in China. Very photogenic spots that I always wanted to go. but I can't because they're dick bags, you know? Like, maybe if they squared their shit away. Now, I would go to China with a dead phone, right? So, like, I would take a new phone to China that would fuck with them. Um, maybe I would. But it would have to be a photography tour. And they rip your shit apart when you go there. So if you're a photographer, you have a drone or anything like that, they tear your shit. And they don't allow drones there, by the way. So like American myself can't come into China with a fucking drone. I don't even think I can go into Israel with a drone for that matter, you know? A lot of countries will not allow you to bring drones in. I know that China's one of them. A couple of South American countries are on that list because they think that you're Dubai, forget about it. Bring a drone to Dubai. Watch the ball breaking begin. It's fucking insanity, man. Someone said, I used to live in China, had a good time. Congratulations. I will give you a fortune cookie, my friend. But yeah, a burner phone would be the only phone I would bring down there with me because they go through your phone in China. They not that they go through it like, they don't take your phone and go through it. They scan your phone somehow and they do text dumps and email dumps. I know two people who went and they said the same exact shit. And I brought the attention of the email dump and text dump to one person. They were like, you're right. There was like every third day I would get all these text messages on my phone. And I was like, yeah, they were holding them and scanning through it. Now they have a faster technology, because that was a few years ago. They have faster technology that can scan through all your shit. I don't want them scanning through my phone. So, and even then, if they scan my phone, even if the phone that I bought with me just to be in contact with my family, whatever, I would throw the phone away. I would have no use of that phone. I wouldn't even connect it to the internet in my home. I would throw my phone away because they would fucking absolutely tag it with some bullshit. China's no good. China's sneaky as well. Israel's even sneakier. The Israeli IDF forces are not allowed to go to any government building, or they're not allowed to bring any gifts into any government building, and that they're no longer allowed to go into CIA buildings at all. They have to meet at safe houses because the Israeli government is constantly trying to send them listening devices. Now, a CIA operative, or rather officer, stated that Israel's not our friend. He goes, if they're your friends, why are they always trying to fucking bug your shit and tap this and do that? He goes, Israel's not our friend. He goes, they're furthest thing from being friendly with us. They're actually our enemy. And this is from a CIA officer, So with that, all of the shit that Trump done in the last couple of months, man, again, receiving the vaccine booster, that was a slap in the face to RFK if I ever seen one. RFK is trying to do the right thing, and then the president goes, I'm going to go get my, fucking booster now, and goes to get his booster and makes this phenomenal deal with Pfizer. Now, the deal with Pfizer got a lot of people pissed off. Now, when I read it, I was like, oh, he's trying to make drugs cheaper. No. The deal apparently was a personal deal for a company that he owns that's going to help with this whole pharmaceutical getting drugs cheaper bullshit. So the Republicans were pissed when they found that out. Then he's building a military base for Qatar. Now, Alex Jones, Ozark Prepper, he said they're not allowed in the Pentagon either. All right. I'm drinking water, Wanda. I'm just drinking basic water today. Trying to behave myself. Anyway, so Alex Jones, right? That backpedaling piece of shit. I can't stand Alex Jones. I really can't. That guy's a fucking tool and a clown. But a fucking tool and a clown. A clown tool. Anyway, he talked about the whole Qatar base, and he was like, it's not a Qatar base. He goes, it's cross-training between the United States and the United States Air Force and the Qatar Air Force, and they're just training together. And meanwhile, everybody in his comment section were breaking his balls. And one guy was like, he says, are you hard of hearing or are you stupid? He puts the video up again, and in the video, Hegseth says that they're building a military facility for them. Building a facility for them. Done. I didn't watch the whole interview, Laura, but I was going to watch it. But they're building a military facility on an American base for Qatarians. Not bunkers, not, sleeping quarters or eating quarters. They're building a military training facility for them. Not like the guys from Singapore, which I don't know why I thought Singapore was part of South Korea. I made that mistake in a video, or another live stream, excuse me. But the Singaporeans, pilots are cross-training there. They're sleeping in the barracks and eating the food in the whole 9 yards. Qatar is getting a military facility built for them. It's an entirely different thing, right? So it's two different fucking things. It's not cross-training. They're getting a whole, and I'm wondering how far or big that facility is going to be. Singapore is a pretty big. It's pretty based. Yeah. Yes, and they're building. It's Home Mountain, if I'm not mistaken, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's Home Mountain in Idaho. So yeah, it's that's two things. So that you got the pharmaceutical deal with Pfizer, you got the fact that he took the arm ticket booster, and then you got this Qatar shit, military base in Qatar. I'm like, and then there was a couple other things he did earlier this year. You're like, what the fuck is this? Then that so-called peace deal. It's not a peace deal. That was just a deal on paper to make it look like he was doing some good. He just wants a Nobel Peace Prize, man. That's all he wants. So now, interestingly enough, guess who didn't sign the peace treaty? Hamas and Israel. Those two did not sign the peace treaty. I thought that was interesting because I'm like, I remember when the peace treaty went down, I'm like, how the hell did Benjamin Netanyahu and Hamas get to, Egypt to fly it? All right? How did they get there so fast and make this deal? They never signed it, so it's not a legally binding deal. Their names, there's no signatures from Israeli government officials or the president, prime minister, and none of the leaders of Hamas. So it's not a legally binding deal. So, in other words, it was bullshit. It was all bullshit to make Trump look good. That's all it was. You know, now maybe they're going to sign it later. Why would you sign a contract before the people who need to sign the contract sign the contract? Why would Egypt, President Trump, and I forgot what other country, signed it, the before? Let's go. Yes, Hamas is definitely, Hamas, they're Mossad agents inside Hamas. I will definitely go with that. I don't think all of Hamas knows that, though. I think there are a couple of guys in there that are rattling the cage. They're like, all right, guys, we can't have peace now. We're going to have to wreck some shit. I guarantee you by Friday, if not tomorrow, Friday, the deal's going to fall completely apart. I mean, completely apart. And again, because it's not legally binding, there's nothing that can be done. 5G, yes. This is, I don't know how many, but this is a number of peace treaties between Israel and another country. Israel has to be the aggressor, guys. You can't tell me that a group of people being kicked out of 109 nations, right? 109 countries, if you will, or nations or societies, if you will, that they're not the aggressor. Interestingly enough, there used to be this funny Iranian chick. She's a weightlifter, a bodybuilder, somewhat of a bodybuilder, and cute kid. She runs around in the gym, and they break her balls and she weightlifts, and she breaks other people's balls. So one guy was asking her a question. He was like, if somebody got kicked out of 109 bars, make it 110. She goes, if somebody got kicked out of 109 bars, would you not designate them as the problem? And then she goes, yeah, they would be the problem. And as soon as she said that, she goes, wait, what is this referring to? And he goes, oh, the Jews, when they got kicked out of 109, societies or nations. She goes, that's not, you can't say that, and walks off. So she walks off, and then he turns the camera off. She comes back with her cronies. And then they're like, asking him to leave and all this other bullshit. He's like, yo, I'm here to work out. This is not your gym. Like, they get into this whole, thing, if you will, and he wound up talking about it later on in the video. I'm like, yo. And she's Iranian. He goes, the crazy shit is she's Iranian. Like, she shouldn't even care that much, but she does. So she fell into the whole, listen, people want to keep their YouTube channels. People want to keep their TikTok channels. I am already willing to sacrifice all of that to keep talking the way I'm talking, and to some it's the truth. Now listen, everything and anything I talk about, I look up, I fact check before I say it. Some things I have been wrong on, without a doubt, but I am going to continue to push this truthful narrative of the bullshit that's going on. If that's going to cost me my channel down the line, then so fucking be it, man. Listen, before you die, all of us, there's going to be a moment when you're dying that all your regret is going to start to kick in. It happened during 9/11 when I was running from the building and I thought I was dead. All your regrets fucking kick in like you wouldn't believe. It's like a kick in the chest. And anyway, you question all your shit. And so the one thing I'm going to stand on, I'm going to die on, is trying to be as honest as possible. As honest as I possibly can, you know. There's some things I might not talk about. The other things that I'm definitely going to disclose. Nasara said fact check. No, but you gotta fact checking. Nasara isn't looking at one other thing. You gotta look at multiple things. You gotta see where it was dated, how far back it goes. It's never um, it's never clean. When you look up shit, when you fact check, you gotta look at multiple sources. You can't just look at one thing and go, oh look, there it is. Don't work that way, man. You gotta look up multiple sources. You gotta even date a lot of this shit. You know? But yeah, no regrets. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Patel and Herkema, Herpnick, Herpes, whatever the hell your name is, you're gonna have regrets in life. If there's no such thing as no regrets, I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna have regrets in life. It doesn't always have to be a grand, thing. But there's always going to be regrets in life. There's always going to be something you wish you would have done. That chick you wish you would have talked to. That fucking event you wish you would have went to. There's always regrets. That whole no regret shit, that's for retarded 18-year-olds who don't understand life yet. You're always going to have regrets. I knew that fucking 20 years ago when I got older. But you're always going to have regrets, man. It is what it is. And if you don't, then either one, you weren't living life, or you just weren't coming to grips with the shit you've done wrong and the shit you missed out on. Thank you, let's go. The woulda, coulda, shouldas. Everybody has that. Everybody. And again, it doesn't have to be a grand, doesn't have to be like a grand thing. It could be something small, Like you wish you would have went on this trip. You wish you would have went to Africa or Japan. So I'm trying to minimize that list. Like right now, my list of places I want to go is pretty long. And the more places I visit, that's the less, oh man, I wish I would have went there, Yeah, no regrets, not even a letter. But yeah, wishing you would have spent more time with someone, wishing you would have spent more time with your kids. There's always regrets, But anyway, that being said, guys, oh shit, I went longer than I wanted to. All right. I guess it was a decent night. But anyway, guys, also, real quick, let me talk about the good that Trump has done so far. I can't be one-sided, an asshole, but some of the good he's done. Slow down the border crossing, that is sure. Created peace in the Middle East, even though this deal is going to fall apart. And the one thing that I thought was a pretty good move is he is promising to keep military soldiers paid throughout the government shutdown, even though Democrats are looking to sue him to stop him from paying the soldiers during the government shutdown. I find that to be a little fucking weird. Democrats, but then again, it is Democrats. But yes, he has done some good, and there's a slew of other shit he's done so far, like the gas prices are lower now, things like that. So he's done some good, but I still don't trust him. Guys, a good president or a deceitful president will have some good actions behind a lot of his bad actions. So that you sit there and go, well, he did do this. No. And a lot of the shit he's doing is to benefit him and his family. Do not get that twisted. The amount of money that he's making, the stock that's going up in his companies while he's in office right now, he's making phenomenal wealth. So let's not get that twisted. Let's never not forget that. These fucking politicians are out to make money for themselves. They all are, man. They're not in it for the American people. They're in it to get their pockets fat. That's it. That's all it is, man. Anyway, other than that, guys, thank you for joining me as always. I appreciate it. I will see you guys probably tomorrow night. If I do not come on tomorrow night, I'm probably going to suck it up and be on Saturday night like I need a fucking hole in the head. But nonetheless, that's where you see me. But we'll see what I can come up with for tomorrow night. Other than that, guys, I will see you guys possibly tomorrow night. Most likely tomorrow night. I don't want to do it, man, but I might be there. Whatever. See you guys later.